7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
The Savachi syndrome, I'm telling you, I'm like, well, holy shit, that was crazy. Wait for it. Thick and slick.
What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Moto Aftermath Show Fantasy Podcast Edition. We are here. We're going to wrap up results from Unadilla. We're going to talk picks and predictions for Budds Creek. Before we jump into all that, let's thank our sponsors. And man, oh man, thanks to everyone who watches the show, hangs out with us, comments, all that stuff, because we are picking up traction here and we are picking up sponsors left and right. So let's start with our main ones here. Our presenting sponsors, BC.Pizza, Premier Custom Trailers, and TLR Coatings. Want to thank them. They're really all helping us out on the front end with all the monetary stuff for the show. Then want to thank some of our other sponsors here who are coming on board, like freshly coming on board / have been around with us for a while. So JT Cycles for helping us out with prizes for this show, the Dirt Bike Depot for helping us out with prizes for this show, and our couple of new sponsors, Complete Racing Solutions, courtesy of our friend Coach Rob, and then newest sponsor, Alias Sport, with their CBD line of products, CBD pain balm and their chill spray. So they're coming on board now, helping us out with some stuff. So thanks to all of them. Really, really appreciate it. That was everyone, right? Did I miss anyone?
I don't think so, buddy.
Okay, I think I got them all. I hope so. If I missed anyone, I'm sorry. I don't have my list.
Dude, the sponsor list is getting so big, we're going to forget them all.
Dude, when I was making the Chiz interview, I literally was like, I'm gonna have to get a bigger screen because I don't have enough room for sponsors on here now. Like we're gonna have to start actually sizing logos. It's gonna be a pain. So
I love it.
Anyway,
I love it.
On the phone with me, the OG co-host of the show, and the dog. Chill out, bro. And the most committed person to the show outside of myself, the one, the only, Justin Hartzell. Hi, buddy.
What's going on, pal?
Well, you know, we've been on the phone for about an hour before this, talking all sorts of crap because things are moving and shaking for us, which is crazy.
Movers and shakers, buddy. Movers and shakers.
But now it's time to talk fantasy, and Cole was running his mouth here yesterday at the house, riding with me about how he didn't even get a chance to talk about his big win at what the hell was it? What that Washougal? Yeah, his big win at Washougal. And then tonight I hit him up and I'm like, "Hey, bro, you in for the show?" And that uncommitted fellow is at a not John Deere, at a combine demolition derby.
Yeah, boo.
I mean, dude, as motocrossers, like, we're all kind of some hillbillies in our own way, but that's a special kind of hillbilly. I think we're going to have to clippy him.
Yeah, man, I think he's getting a little uncool for us at this point. Like, I don't know, man. Maybe, like, you know, if he ever actually comes on the show ever again before Supercross, we'll give him a chance to redeem himself. But, I mean, dude, next thing, if he tells me he's at a goat rodeo or something, I'll be like, I don't know, man. I don't know if I can be associated with you no more.
Well, speaking of goat rodeo, and I told you this story, but I want to put it out there for the listeners. This kid shows up to my house yesterday to ride. Mind you, he is a rep for Tucker Rocky. Okay? Gets massive discounts on stuff because he's a rep. Fair enough. Works for him. Whatever. Gets ready to go ride. I'm getting my bike ready because I was prepping the track before and working all day. He comes over and asks me for chain lube. Chain lube. I really hope his dad hears this and just whoops his ass, because I'm sure his dad would be super pumped to know he's running around without chain lube to go ride.
I mean, bro, at least, like, if you're in a pinch, have some WD-40 or something, but, like, showing up with nothing?
With nothing.
Boo.
Absolutely
Boo.
nothing. So he had to borrow chain lube from me, like a little broke bitch.
Bitch.
So, yeah. And I told him I was going to call him out for that on the show. Now, I really wish he was
Takes your
on
water
here.
out of your fridge.
I really wish he was on. See, I wasn't going to bring that one up. That wasn't a big deal. But the chain lube. The chain lube
Look,
was
I
a
brought
thing.
it up for you.
Well, whatever.
I brought it up for you.
So, yeah, I told him I was going to call him out on the show. I legit told him, I was like, dude, I'm calling you out for the chain lube. Like, you're getting your ass called out for that. So, he's not even here to defend himself. He chose not to be here to defend himself, but he, had to borrow chain lube. Like, what a fucking spode move to not have chain lube when you come to ride.
Just not committed.
Bro, I have a whole caddy full of fluids. I have oil. I have transmission fluid. I have air filter cleaner. I have air filter lubricant. I have chain lube. I have WD-40. I have two-stroke mix. Even though I don't ride a two-stroke, it's literally for the kid's bike if she's out riding with us. But I have two-stroke mix. I have, what the hell else do I have in there? I don't know. I have a whole smorgasbord, dude, in my little caddy that I take with me to the track so that I'm prepared. It's got a funnel.
Committed.
I got carb cleaner. Yeah, we are committed, bro. Committed like you don't even know. So,
Should be our new slogan. Committed.
Committed. Moto Aftermath Show. Committed like you don't even know. Put that shit on a t-shirt and sell it.
Yeah, for $4.99.
For $4.99. We're selling it. So, anyway, all right, let's get on to the show here. So, we are here to talk fantasy motocross. For those of you who don't know, we do play fantasy motocross on the PulpMX fantasy site. We have a league. It's Moto Aftermath Show. I'll put it on the screen right now. Make sure to go join the league. If you join the league, make sure to go follow us on Instagram. Send us a DM with your team name so that way when we give away prizes or we get to like season-ending prizes, we can get a hold of you and make sure that you get your prizes. So, I believe it's been so long, I haven't really done one of these because last week I didn't have power, so it's been, 6 weeks? No, 5 weeks since we've done one of these. Like, it's been ridiculous, but
It's been a minute.
yeah, we're giving away a full set of 2022 Answer gear, so jersey, pants, gloves to the winner of the league here for outdoors. Currently, Cole is leading our league, which is weird, but
Boo.
ADM, you are in second place. What's up? It's off.
No, it isn't.
It should be. I turned it off.
I just tried to turn it off and it was going off. That's what I was wondering.
I turned it off earlier. Blame someone else. Anyway, back to the show. Great radio. ADM is in second place in our league here. So at this point, you're winning. If you pass Cole, double points for being cool. So,
people are like, you guys really hate Cole.
oh, man, it's not that we hate him. We love him, but just in a weird way.
Yeah, like a redheaded stepchild way.
Kind of, yeah, pretty much. So,
Yeah.
also, dude, I got a whole box of gloves here I got to give away. So, we're just going to give away gloves here for the next...
You get a pair of gloves. You get a pair of gloves.
For the next 4 rounds. The winner at the next 4 rounds here. So every round for the rest of the season, we're giving away a pair of gloves. So again, make sure you DM us your team name and join our league. I have a box full of Moto gloves. I don't care what you do with them. You can burn them. You can use them for toilet paper if that becomes a thing again. You can do whatever you need to do with them, all right? You can ride with them, ride your mountain bike. I have some shift gloves I use when I go cycling. Whatever, dude. But the winner for the next 4 weeks, each round, we're going to give away a pair of gloves. So make sure to join the league and get in there. Now, wrapping up Unadilla here. Justin, I was just looking to see if you were still ahead of me in the league. I believe you are. You are. You have 32.61, and I have 31.74. So about 100 points behind. Not going well for me.
I had a pretty decent. I had a really good weekend at Washougal, and then I had a pretty decent weekend at Unadilla. So yeah, I've definitely made up some ground on some people.
Yeah, Dilla, I wasn't bad. So go ahead, go first. Let's hear your Dilla team and what you got.
So for Unadilla, I had 461 points, overall rank 795. 2 races in a row, I was in the top 1,000. My 250 class, I had J-Mart, got a solid 50 points. Like, I think it's kind of a no-brainer with the way J-Mart was riding the last couple rounds, just to pick him at like a 2 or 3 handicap of what he was at. I went with Jilly Swole. Almost was a lot worse than it. It started off bad start, whatever. Got me a solid 62 points. I went with the kid that I'm going to keep believing in, and I know you probably would have shit on me before the race had I told you who I picked. His first race back since whatever it was, round 2. Seth Hamaker got me 51 points. Good day. actually was doing really well that second moto. Had he not, whatever he did on that hip jump, probably would have been closer to 80 points, but I don't even know what he did, whatever.
Yeah.
But the one that screwed me was Garrett Marchbanks, and I don't know what the hell's going on with him. Maybe we'll have to talk about him after Bud's Creek on the normal show, because things are unraveling quickly for Mr. Garrett Marchbanks. He got me 8 points. That's 2 times I picked him this year where he's got me single-digit points, so fuck you, Garrett Marchbanks.
Outdoor season not going well.
And then 450 class. Dude, this is super funny, and I've never had this happen before. So I had 3 dudes, all score me 80 points. All score me 80.
Wow.
Cody Schock, Jace Kessler, Jeremy Smith, all 80 points.
No shit.
Crazy thing is all 3 of those almost might have been 100 points. So
Yeah.
I was sitting there after the second moto, and I was going, ooh. And then when Jace went down or whatever, I was like, damn it. But all 80 points with all 3 of them. Cody Schock, once again, I've said before on the show that I have a hard time picking him. But obviously he did really well at Washougal. He's gelled well with Unadilla in the past. Even when he was in the 250 class, I was like, you know what? 9 handicap, 8 handicap, whatever. I'll roll the dice. Paid off. Jace Kessler, I know coming off of being top 20 in the 250 class on the stock 250F, he prefers the 450. Obviously proved well. Another kid that's definitely opening some eyes. And then Jeremy Smith, he just has local knowledge of Unadilla. Obviously, like everybody knows, you don't get to ride the main track, but he's ridden it so many times in the Nationals before. He's had good results. Thought he would have good juju. 80 points, qualified really well. And then Kenny got me a solid 50. Obviously, we know going 1-1. So, yeah, I mean, overall, if I look at it, had Garrett Marchbanks actually rode like Garrett Marchbanks should have, I would have had a lot better score. But I still think having 8 points with one guy, 461, in my opinion, I think is pretty good. So I was happy with it. I mean, my goal pretty much every round at this point is just to be in the top 1,000, and I was 795. So, yeah, I was pretty happy with 461.
Yeah, that's not bad. I didn't have a terrible day. I ended up 427. I was 1,865th overall. So, like I said, not terrible, not great. Solid points that if I'd have been able to get that like earlier in the season here and kind of skip some of these 300 rounds, well, then it'd have been a lot better. 250 class, I had Hunter Lawrence. I thought, Euro track coming from Europe, we would have decent 39 points. So it wasn't terrible, but it's not great for an all-star. I was with you. I had Jalik Swoll with 62 points. So he put up for me. Dylan Schwartz obviously had his issues, so 33 points out of him. I was really hoping for a little bit better than that because he's been killing it pretty well, and obviously fucked myself because now I can't pick him this week, so that sucks. And then I had trolltraining.com. Trolltraining.com. I just thought...
What was that, like 24?
24 points. I just thought...
Yeah, did you see he's out?
Yep. The train is off the tracks there. So
yeah, I think that's actually, there's a lot more to that now.
I just thought that, man, we had a rough week the week before or at Washougal or whatever, and I thought, man, we've had a few weeks off, like we'll be good, veteran savvy, and then we break our wrist.
Yeah.
What do you mean more to that?
Like in the sense that not with his injury, but I think that like I will not be shocked if this might be the career for Amart. I think he's done.
Phil told him just to retire.
I mean, I don't normally agree with what Filthy has to say because Filthy is just Phil. But yeah, man, I remember hearing stuff, and he even said it on a couple of his vlogs or whatever early in the year that he didn't know how much longer he could do this. I'm gonna be willing to bet that this might have been the last nail in the coffin. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna see Troll Train moving forward.
I don't think so either. I heard he wasn't getting paid for that team either. So,
well, that doesn't surprise me at all. Like literally, fucking look at the team. Like there's fucking 4 different presenting sponsors. Like
4 different presenting sponsors, and they have a semi just for him. Like, I don't think we're making a whole lot of money. I think we're spending it to look like we have money instead of just coming in a van, but whatever. So
yeah, which really sucks, but yeah.
Yep. But again, here we go. We could get into what's wrong with the sport, but we won't. So anyway, moving on. 450 team for me. I had Chase Sexton with 38 points. I mean, for the way the day started, I'm okay with that because let's face it, when he's laying on the ground in the first turn after getting high-sided, I'm just going, oh, fuck. Well, there goes that fantasy pick.
200 riders first turns.
Yeah. So anyway, I then was like you two. I had Jace Kessler with 80. I had Cody Schock with 80, so that was awesome. I then bet on the man himself who bet on himself in fantasy, Keg Clayson. I mean, he got me 56 points, so it wasn't terrible. Not as good,
That's
you know. Could have got like Jeremy Smith or something for like 80, but you know, it wasn't terrible. I heard him on the pre-show or whatever with Pulp that he was going to pick himself. So I'm like, well, he must be feeling okay if he's going to do that, because I know he plays fantasy pretty regularly. So I was okay with it. Yeah, so we'll see going forward. But and then I had first lap leaders. I just picked a 250 rider. I picked Justin Cooper. I figured he was going to be good on the start. I mean, it's Unadilla. He's going to be feeling it, like, unless something crazy happens. And yeah, I got them both right, obviously, for both motos. So 15 points there. So that gets me to 427. So moving on to Budds Creek here. Do we have
Budds Creek.
Do we have a weather report?
50% chance of rain, but with our luck, with the way the season is going, it's not going to rain at all.
Not at all. Not at all. So, okay, great. So anyway, okay, so I'll start because I picked a team before we started talking earlier. So 250 class.
Okay.
And these are all subject to change. Well, at least the first one. The other ones, I don't know. We'll see. I got Ramir Alves. 14 handicap?
Nope. I think he's out.
Great. Okay. Well, we'll see here. That'll have to get changed then. For right now, he's on my team until I for sure know.
Okay.
Like, until I get to Saturday and he's not on the practice list, I'm on.
Yep.
All-star for 250s, I got Justin Cooper. I mean, 2 handicap. Chances of him being on the box are pretty fucking high, especially considering we're coming down to championship time and he's 4 points ahead of Jet is all, so he's going to put it down.
Yeah, he's also been pretty good at Budds Creek over the years.
Yeah, so I mean, your chances of scoring good, real close to 50, I think are really good. I then have a couple of PC guys, Austin Faulkner and Seth Hamaker. Hamaker,
what's Hamaker's handicap?
7. I was nervous, but we made it through last week up until, you know, obviously we crashed or whatever there. But
he was riding really good both motos up until that point. I mean, his first moto was good. The second moto, he was in 5th. So, yeah, he was definitely doing well.
I'm not going to lie. We all know he's been fucking around with Epstein-Barr, and so that made me nervous.
But it wasn't as hot. It wasn't that hot at Unadilla, and I don't think it's going to be hot at Budds Creek either. So
yeah, well, I'll have to keep a weather report tab because if it does get hot, he's got to come off my team because I'm scared he'll melt. Most of the other guys. I mean, if we could run through how many of these dudes got Epstein-Barr, it's a little bit ridiculous at this point.
Probably 90% of them.
I mean, y'all got to watch, much like myself, if not a better one. Mine says I'm overreaching right now, so tomorrow my workout level is going to be very, very low. So y'all should
that's Marchbanks' problem.
Yeah,
maybe that's Marchbanks' problem.
That's the next thing that's going to come out is he's got fucking, you know, Epstein. So whatever. Anyway, and I have Austin Faulkner at 2. I mean, we've got some people that are out here. Pierce Brown is out. Like, I've heard the TLD.
Nichols, Mosman.
Yeah, I've heard the TLD truck's not even coming. I mean, so you take some of these dudes out. He seems to be getting somewhat better. So I mean, like, he had a 6th place finish last week in the second moto. So, I mean, I think you take again a couple of these people out here, and I think he's well inside the top 10. He's a non-all-star, so I think that's going to work really, really well in my favor. So yeah, so that's my team. Who do you got? And then we'll kind of talk some other outsider picks here.
So for my 250 team, I pretty much have, I mean, I think I could go the same thing with you. I could go with either, you know, Cooper or Jet. I think it's kind of a pretty solid pick to pick either one of them. But I think at this point, I'm just going to go with a high handicap and Joe Shimoda at an 8. I know that I just saw that his wrist or hand or whatever is okay. I think he was just a stinger. I don't think it was anything. Like, there's no underlying issue or whatever. So Joe at an 8, I mean, unless he fucking ragdolls in the first turn again, I think with an 8 handicap, I mean, I think it's pretty hard-pressed to see him not finishing inside the top 10. So with an 8 handicap, I'm pretty confident with that. I'm going to go with, as of right now, same thing with you. This is subject to change, but right now, I'll go with Josh Varese at a 9. He got 13th at Unadilla.
Oh, that's a bold pick because Dilla was kind of a surprise ride out of him. So
yeah, but you got to think, though, even up until that point, like, Varese has pretty much been inside the top 20, and, like, his best finishes have been inside the top 15. So at a 9 handicap, I mean, even if he finishes 15th, like, we're still inside the top 10s points-wise. So, like, I'm pretty confident with that. And once again, he's a good starter. He's not sprint speed good, but his cardio's good. So I'm pretty confident with him. I'm going to go with the local kid, even only at a 4 handicap, Jarrett Fry. Jarrett Fry did not get a chance to race Budds Creek, if I remember correctly, last year, or maybe he did, or not last year. I'm sorry. Yeah, he didn't even. Obviously, we didn't go to Budds Creek last year. He's a local kid, knows Budds Creek like the back of his hand. He got 8th at Unadilla. He's been slowly trending up ever since Millville. I think, being that his time at Star is starting to wind down, I know he's going to have a lot of friends and family there. I think that we're going to see the, 6th place at Paul last year, Jarrett Fry. I think we're going to see that from him this weekend. I think that he's going to want to go out with a bang. I think that, like I said, with it being a home track for him, he's going to have a lot of friends and family there. I think we're going to see the best Jarrett Fry we've seen since he went pro. So at a 4 handicap, I'm really comfortable with that. And then the other one, and I hope he's going, Vincent LaHuvia. You probably don't know who that is. Probably not a lot of people know who that is.
Yep.
He's got a 17. He got a 17 handicap. He got 22nd at Unadilla last week. He's around that area of the country from the Northeast. Another kid, ridden Budds Creek a lot. I just expect him to be inside the top 20. So at a 17 handicap, even if he gets 20th, like, I think he can manage that. Like, he's pretty much been a top 25 guy since he's, any of the nationals he's done this year. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I'm picking Vincent LaHuvia, 437 on a KTM. Last time I checked, he was riding KTM. Maybe it's something different now. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Joe. I'm going to go Jarrett Fry, Varese, and Vincent LaHuvia.
All right. Let's see here. Mumford, I'm out on. Nichols is out. Let's see. Anybody else down here?
Max Volan would be the only other one I'd be looking at a 0 handicap.
Yep.
Kitchen and Kilroy, maybe.
What's Kilroy's handicap? He may be
7.
Is he doing 450 though, or is he 250?
See, that was the big thing. A lot of people thought he was going to do the 450 at Unadilla, but I don't think he's contracted to ride the 450 because they don't have a 450 guy. So I think he's going to be back on the 250 again. He's at a 7 and Kitchen's at a 2. Kitchen obviously had a really good second mode at Unadilla. I just think that not doing those 35s at race pace, it got to him because obviously him and Volan had a good battle. He passed him, gapped him, went back. But I think that either one of them would be really good. The only other person that I'm seeing, and he didn't even show up to Dilla, but like I know that he's racing or he's at least riding because Moto Aftermath's own Kevin Moran's raced him at some local race a couple weekends ago at Grant Harlan.
Yeah, I don't know about him. I haven't heard anything from him, so or about him. So we'll see. We'll just have to see if he shows up, what he looks like.
Well, he got hurt at Redbud. And like he didn't show up to any other rounds, but like obviously, like I said, I know he's fucking riding. He raced Kev at some local race a couple weekends ago.
Dude,
so like,
and that local race was fucking stacked. I was asking Kev about that on the show actually because I was like, dude,
it was fucking him, Cody Van Buskirk.
Yeah, but he said they had a good pro purse there. It was like $13K or something. So
yeah,
so that's a decent pro purse. Styles Robertson, I'd stay away from him. I heard he's got issues going on.
That's probably that knee. The knee's finally getting to that.
I heard it's other issues.
Oh, that wouldn't be shocking. He probably has a whole bunch of issues going on. So not shocking.
That thing we were talking about earlier would not surprise me if that was one of his issues also.
Oh, yeah, me neither.
So, anyone else in 250? I mean, the pickings are getting slim here as we get towards the end of the year. I mean, I guess you could go J-Mart at a 2 because I think he'll end up on the box. I mean, realistically, I think your box for most of the rest of the year here, the last 4 rounds in 250 class, is Justin Cooper, Jet Lawrence, and Jeremy Martin. Like, you may get a surprise like Hunter up there or someone like that, but outside of that, I mean, that's pretty much what I see.
I don't disagree with that at all. I think the only places that we could see a mix-up with a guy like a Max Volan, a guy like a Levi Kitchen, is when we go back to the California rounds, because obviously even though everybody – a Joe Schmoda could fucking get on the box at fucking Paula. Mm-hmm. I think that like Budds Creek and then Ironman, I tend to agree with that statement pretty much, obviously because Cooper's starts are on point. Obviously, Jet and J Mart, that goes, without saying.
Yep.
So yeah, I would tend to agree with that. It will not. It actually will shock me if we see anybody else on the podium. But yeah, once we get to the California rounds, then I'd be like, okay, maybe you'll see a little bit of the change. But yeah, Buds and Ironman, I'd be really, really shocked if it's anybody other than those three on the box.
Yep. So, all right. So moving on, 450s here. I'll start once again because I got my team in. So I got new friend of the show, Kyle Chisholm, because Chiz is going to chiz. 13 handicap.
Chiz is going to chiz.
He's going to be in the top 20, so that's going to get me points. I'm in on that. All-Star, I got Christian Craig at a 7. I mean, that dude's knocking on top 5s every single moto at this point, so I'm in on that.
Yep.
And I mean, the 450s is where I get a little sendy here. I then have also new friend of the show, Scott Meshy, at a 14.
Okay.
He usually dabbles in the top 20. I know the second moto at Dilla, he got like 25th, but Dilla's like such a weird fucking track. Everyone keeps talking about how Bud's dirt is really similar to Florida dirt. Meshy is riding down in Florida. He lives down in Florida at this point, so hopefully he should do pretty well there. And I think he's from Pennsylvania, so Dilla and Buds, he's been around a lot, he said.
Oh, yeah.
So hopefully we should have some good mojo going there with Meshy. And then I have another local favorite. It's the Summer Rod Bell, baby. Summer Rod Bell. Justin Rod Bell at a 10. I think we're going to see some breakout stuff coming from him at Bud's Creek here because he's put in about 1 million laps, I believe, if I'm correct. I'm probably not.
Well, that's kind of where that was the race that kind of put him on the map was Bud's Creek anyway, so.
Yep. So that's my 450 team. Who you got, man?
I got Chase Sexton at a 4. We obviously know that he has been, once again, trending up since Washougal. Had he not fucking high-sided himself into the planet Earth, that first moto at Dilla, he probably, I mean, it almost guaranteed would have been on the box because we obviously know how the second moto went. So Chase Sexton at a 4. I kind of think that's a no-brainer. I think that once again, unless some stupid stuff like that happens again, I think we're at the point now that we kind of know that Chase is top 5 or it's nothing. I am going to go with Justin Rodbell as well at a 10. He got 17 at Unadilla. It will not shock me if he is closer to the top 10 at Bud's Creek, if not the first privateer. No disrespect to the other guys, the other privateers, but I would think that if we're talking privateers at Bud's Creek, I think Rod Bell's probably going to be the number one guy. It will shock me if I'll put it this way. If he has a bad weekend at Bud's Creek, I will be completely shocked. It'll blow my mind. Another one, where is he at? I have Ryan Surratt, but I'm trying to look what his handicap is. I had it on my screen. Where the frick did he go? Ryan Surratt at an 8 handicap. He had his best finish ever at a national in 11th. Once again, we're talking about, there are some people that are going to be out this weekend or some people that are going to have some ailing injuries. So I think that, you take out Rod Bell. I think Surratt kind of is maybe that next guy that's going to be up. I think that he's top 15. Even if he has a bad day, I think he's top 15 speed at this point.
Yep.
And this is where I'm struggling though, because I want to go with a new friend of the show, Kyle Chisholm at a 13. Chiz is going to chiz. Chiz always chizzes. But another guy that's very, very good at Bud's Creek from that part of the country, and I know that he is not. I mean, I guess is he Jacob Runkles? I talked about him earlier in the year, and he got me some good points. But is he the same? If he's the same? Okay, so he's 13. No, I'm putting Chiz in. I thought Runkles would have had a higher handicap. They both have the same handicap. I'm going Chiz.
Good idea. Because Chiz's handicap's going to drop because he's going to do decent this week.
Yeah.
So.
Well, Runkles, like I said, if he would have been 18, because I know Runkles, he's actually gotten top 20s. I think his best finish ever was at Bud's Creek.
Okay.
I think he got like 16th. If he was at an 18, I'd be like, that was leaning towards it. But since him and Chiz both have the same handicap, I'm going with Chiz. So I got Chase Sexton, Kyle Chisholm, Justin Rodbell, Ryan Surratt.
Sweet. Sounds good. A couple things to note. Jason Anderson was supposed to come back. He is out. He's having wrist surgery or something else. I don't know. Something's wrong with him. I can't remember.
Yeah,
Barsha,
it's bad, I guess.
Barsha still out. Bogle's
he might be back for the last two.
Maybe. Bogle's had good finishes here before, but man, he's only a 3 handicap, and he's got sickness issues going on also. Do we know if Chris Canning's going?
Canning, asked after Millville, he said he would be at all the rounds close to Massachusetts. So I would assume that he's going to be at Bud's at Ironman, and I think that's going to be his last round.
7 handicap seems like he might be okay. He might be on the board there, AC's still out. I don't know. I don't think Clayson's racing him. I'm not sure. Oh, yeah, actually, you know what? I think he is. I think Clayson's in for this and Ironman.
Okay.
I think he said he was going to do... let me just keep scrolling.
Jeremy Hand would be another one to look at
at
a 9. He got 16th at Unadilla. Once again, another guy that maybe his outright speed isn't the greatest, but he gets better as the moto goes on.
Yep.
Hartstraft has been going backwards, so at a 5 handicap, that's that's too much money for me.
Dylan is a 1, and I would stay off that because he's in title mode, so he is not pushing it any more than he has to at this point. So unless you see Kenny, unless something happens and Kenny gets a bunch of points and starts to get within, like, say, 15, you're not going to see anything out of Dylan that he doesn't have to do.
I would say anybody pick Kessler, though, at a 12.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Like, he's right on my screen. I can't pick him. But, yeah, if you can pick Chase Kessler, definitely go for it.
Ben LeMay's a 10.
Is he coming? Do we know?
As far as I know, he is. As far as I know, he is trying to do as many races as possible. Now, obviously, with privateers, we know that can change, especially Ben LeMay, because it looks like he almost has no sponsors this year. Like, he's literally doing everything on his own. But at a 10, he got 15th at Unadilla. Obviously, once again, another guy that's ridden Budds Creek many times, even being from where he is. Like, he knows all. He's been doing this for so long. He knows all these tracks like the back of his hand. So, and it's Ben LeMay, so he's just solid. So, like, that's another guy I'd look at. Another guy that I see is on here. Who knows if he will be here? But he's another local to the Northeast, Tristan Lane. He's an 18 handicap. He's not going to be a guy that's going to shock you and be top 15, but he's definitely a top 20 capable guy. Mm-hmm. So at an 18 handicap, even if you get 22nd, like, obviously that's really good fucking points. So that's another guy to look at.
Cody Schock. Cody Schock is definitely one to look at. He's red on my screen, but he's a 6 handicap. I mean, that's a top 10 dude. So you're looking at Jeremy Smith is another one. He's a 15 handicap. Yep. He also has put in a bunch of laps up there, I think, is what from what I understand. So
yeah, he's from that area.
Look at him. Let's see here. Tomac at a 2, not really. Webb at a -2, definitely out. Wilson's got Epstein Barr, so no thank you. And yeah, that's pretty much it for 450s.
Maybe privateer Tyler Stepek. He got 14th at Unadilla. He's got a 12 handicap. He's had an up and down year. He's had some really good motos and some really shitty motos, but it's another one of those guys coming off his best finish ever as a pro at Unadilla. Like, might have some good juju going with some confidence. So that's a 12 handicap. I mean, once again, you're pretty much at this point in the year, if you can almost bank a guy being 20th with a double-digit handicap, it's kind of worth rolling the dice, in my opinion, at least. Maybe for some of these people it's not. But, I mean, there's other guys on here, but who knows if they're actually going to be there. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if Bobby's going to be there. I mean, once again, I think Bobby's ridden, Budds quite a bit. The hell is his handicap at?
It's like 8. I don't know. Bobby makes me nervous because he's one dude that, like, you get some of these Northeast tracks like this, he could dabble around and get inside the top 20, or he could get 40.
He's got an 18 handicap. Yeah. He's got an 18 handicap.
So, yeah. So who knows? He's not one that's on my radar for fantasy. Let's put it that way.
No, it's just for me, it's one of those things, obviously, with just him being a friend. Like, it'd be cool to see him do well, obviously. But, yeah, I completely get what you're saying. I see that Ryan Sipes has popped up here again. And I remember seeing that he was thinking about Budds Creek. He's at a 9 handicap. Mm-hmm. So if he's there, that'd be one to look at. But once again, I don't know if he's actually going. Because, obviously, that dude fucking races more than anybody on planet Earth.
Yep, exactly. So
any
first to the finish line for you?
No, I said I would never do that, but I pretty much, if I were to do it, I would probably pick Justin Cooper and Kenny.
I mean, the start is really short. Like, it's a heavily favored inside gate pick start, and then I guess the finish line's really close, so I'm out on that because it's kind of a toss-up when you get that, because somebody could rip a start and then get across first and really fuck you over, so I'm out this week on this stuff, so.
Yep.
So, yeah, cool. Well, anything else, or?
No. I think we're getting to the point we're kind of winding down the season, and I don't know about you. I know that you said I'm somewhere around 100 points. I'm in 23rd, so we're kind of in the same boat. I looked at where the people in front of me, and with 4 rounds to go, at this point, my push is to be in the top 10. I know that maybe it's a little lofty, but I know that I got a bunch of guys in front of me. See, I'm marking 10th because I think that Matt is 11th, and he's like 100 some points ahead of me, like 110, 112.
Oh boy!
And I think if I have a really good weekend, I think I can close that up. So
yeah. Well, I don't know, man. We'll see. I mean, I would like to catch you, but I don't know if it's not going well for me outdoors here. I'm a Supercross guy. Supercross specialist, we'll call it.
Supercross only specialist.
Not Supercross only, just a Supercross specialist. All right, I'm like Webb.
Supercross specialist. I'm sorry.
Like I'm the big bad wolf in Supercross fantasy, and then you get me to outdoors, and I'm just like here to party. Like I just hang out.
I'm just pissed we're not going to beat Cole.
Yeah, I know that fucking sucks, doesn't it? God.
Yeah, that really tans my ass.
I mean, I smoked everyone in Supercross. It was awesome. And then you get to outdoors, and it's just like, fuck me. So, anyway. All right. This has been another episode of Moto Aftermath Show Fantasy Podcast Edition. Thanks to our sponsors, TLR Coatings, Premier Custom Trailers, BC.Pizza, JT Cycle, The Dirt Bike Depot. Oh, boy. I gotta keep going. Complete Racing Solutions, and Alias Sport. Links to all of them in the description down below. Again, remember, everyone, glove box giveaway. So, winner for each round. Last 4 rounds, getting a pair of gloves. So make sure to DM us your team name on Instagram so that we know who you are. And we'll get you guys some gloves. So thanks for tuning in. We will see everyone next week for Ironman.
See you.